Surly is a mischievous squirrel that lives in a park, but he is banished by Raccoon and forced to survive in the big city. In order to save his park and return home, he plans an elaborate heist in The Nut Job.
Hi, I'm Liz.
I'm Zoriana.
And I'm Aaron, and today we're here to talk about the new animated film starring Will Arnett, The Nut Job. We've all just seen it. Zoriana, did it make you nutty?
Well, this film bears a slight resemblance to the animated film Over the Hedge, where you have animals in a forest who are going into urban areas in search of food. But that's sort of where the similarity ends. This film is actually based on a short called Surly Squirrel. The problem is that it's not funny.
It's painfully unfunny, in fact.
You know, the jokes, most of them come from farting and burping or violence. I mean, it has
Or nut jokes. It's just a lazy script, really. I don't see any character development. Every character is very one-dimensional. They're unlikable characters. I really, save for one, you know, a character played by Maya Rudolph. She's a dog.
She was hilarious.
She was hilarious, and perhaps the best part of the movie.
And it's a dog. So.
And, well, yeah, and I like dogs. but all of them, besides her, they're all unlikable people, so I don't connect with anybody, especially our main character, Surly, played by Will Arnett.
But what I wanted to ask you guys, actually, is I felt like almost I was like having a seizure during the movie because I had trouble following along. And I was sitting there and I was like...
story?
Story-wise.
Yeah,
I was sitting there and I was like, why am I not able to follow along in The Nut Job? Like, what is wrong with me? And, like, there were just these story points. It's like I got the woodland creatures confused at times. I felt stupid, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
But it really comes down to the fact that the script isn't very clear. The storyline is super interesting, actually, to put parallel between a human heist and an animal heist. But the way it coalesces is confusing.
This is a movie for kids, and at the end of the day, we could have a discussion about whether or not animated movies should appeal to both kids and adults or just children.
But it doesn't appeal to either.
It doesn't, and we were in an audience with 5 or more small children, and the rest were adults. There were maybe 5 times when the children laughed, and there were maybe 2 times when we all laughed at the same time.
I do have to say, though, there was a little boy sitting in front of me who yelled out, "This is awesome!"
You know how to let go of this shit! Let go of this!
All right, fine.
Hey, Surly! What'd you have for breakfast?
They were all kind of boring.
Yeah,
there wasn't any one distinct, other than Liam Neeson, who was really great as the evil raccoon with his
And Maya
deep
Rudolph
voice.
as the dog.
Yes. There wasn't a great character in this film.
That's, I mean, a problem that you see all the time. You get tons of actors and actresses for an animated movie.
It's not their fault.
It's not. It comes down to the script. It comes down to the script.
Well, yeah, no, it really is. I mean, they don't add anything, and that part of it is their fault. You know, Will Arnett is a comedic actor. He could create characters, and he just doesn't. He just talks like himself. Brendan Fraser creates a little bit of a character. He's a little more over the top than his real life persona, but for the most part, you've got all these people just talking like themselves.
The 3D was completely unnecessary. It didn't add anything to the film. It's not like it enhanced something. A lot of times I actually took off my glasses and preferred to watch it that way. It was a little more palatable and being in a little blurry format.
Peter Lepinitis, the director, though, does have experience in visual effects and animation departments. He worked in the animation department of Toy Story 2. It was a little different from the stuff that we always see. The characters had a bit of a different look to them.
Not my problem, dog. You guys okay? Don't worry about her.
This is incredible. There's enough food here to feed the park for years.
Hey, whoa, 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 what are you doing?
Look, can we be friends?
Oh, great.
Come on. I can do all sorts of stuff. You want to see? You know what? I can fetch things.
It's hard to tell when it comes down to animated studio films because there's so much pre-production, there's so much planning that I'm confused to why these story problems weren't identified. And also, I don't know where to focus the blame. I know it's silly because it's like, why should we blame one person? But if there's story problems with the director, I have to just say, characters aren't different enough. The visual design isn't unique enough for each character, and the performances aren't unique enough for each character. So that's got to be the director.
I do think there's something happening behind the scenes. You know, this is a Canadian, American, Korean co-production, or maybe it's a triple production.
Something lost in translation?
Well, there were 21 producing credits on this film, and that is more than the total cast.
Wow.
So when you have more producers than you have actors, there's obviously
Too
a
many
lot of
cooks
cooks in the kitchen,
yeah.
and no one is paying attention.
This movie was not for me. There were too many fart jokes. There were too many nut puns. However, it's the only family film out there right now, and far be it for me to deny someone a babysitter. So I'm just going to say stream it.
The Nut Job is nut funny. Skip it.
This has to be one of the worst animated films I've ever seen in my life. It's not worth anyone's time or money. It drove me nuts. Skip it.
Well, our votes add up to a half ticket, which is a skip it for The Nut Job. Cheers!
Oh, man.
I don't even have a nut pun.
Oh, my God! It sucked.
AJA Video Systems, proud supporter of Just Seen It, offers a wide range of professional acquisition and post-production solutions. Learn more at aja.com/PTV.